What's going on, guys? This is Marcus Wellman. I just wanted to check in and share a couple thoughts. This is actually my second recording. I made a first recording and it completely sucked, so I'm just going to redo it. But I think I kind of got my thoughts down properly where I could probably re-articulate this in a better way. So what I wanted to say was, how do you create progress when you are constantly being told that you have to be motivated, you got to find your passion, you got to find what you love. And these are things you probably heard your entire life, right? Find your passion, be motivated, do something that you love. And most of us, including myself, have lived our entire lives living by that mantra, when in fact, it's complete bullshit, quite honestly. Because people that have the means to live or that have the resources to do what they want or follow their passions, they can go ahead and do that. That's fine. Or if you really don't care about money, and if you are completely okay with being the starving artist, or if you're just one of those rare people on, the tail ends of the curve that know how to be successful, or are lucky enough to become successful by following their dreams and their passions, great for them. But for most of us, we can't really rely on motivation and we can't rely on passion to allow ourselves to get ahead. And the people out there will also tell you that the only thing that you can control is yourself and your thoughts. Don't worry about externalities. Whatever externality comes at you, harden your mind, discipline yourself, become a person that is unreactive to things, that responds in the most optimal way possible. And while that sounds great in theory, it's also bullshit. Your life is not a movie. Your life is not written by some screenwriter that makes you look perfect in every single scene so that you're like the smoothest fucking guy or gal in the response to every situation in the most optimal, best way possible. We all make mistakes, we all lose our temper, or we all say embarrassing things, or we don't respond in the best way possible. And we look back and we think and replay these scenarios in our heads, and we're always like, oh, we should respond this way, we should respond that way, or why did I not do this, why didn't I think about that? And you keep replaying the scenario and you kind of feel shitty about yourself, right? And you're like, well, why am I not, fucking the most perfect, exemplary, archetypal character that I usually see in movies? It's because life is not a movie for most of us. So, what do? Can't rely on motivation. Can't rely on passion. What do you rely on? And the best thing that I've found is to rely on consistency. And how do you achieve consistency? Create goals for yourself. Great. But what kind of goals? Manageable goals. Every single day, set a manageable goal for yourself. So let's just say you want to become an actor, right? And you want to send out applications for auditions. If you have a spurt of motivation, you're likely to send out 100 applications in a day or maybe in 2 days. But how long is that actually going to last? Maybe that'll last for a week if you're really motivated for a week, maybe even a month. And if you do, that's great. And I'm sure you're going to hear from someone after doing 100 applications. But for a lot of people, that's just simply not sustainable. And what we really need is to play for the long game, not the short game. And the way you play for the long game is through sustainability. So, instead of 100, set a goal for maybe 10 or even less, 5. But just make sure that you do that every day. You do that for 7 days and you send out 10 applications every day, that's 70 a week. Per month, that's more than 280, right? Close to 300. And you do that for a year, that's more than 3,000. Now, so you look back a year after doing all that and you sent out over 3,000 applications, of which you'll probably definitely get a response with a yes, right? And your life will have completely changed at that point. Compared to someone who's only sent out applications for 7 days because they were really motivated for 7 days, but completely lost motivation afterwards because it was just too much. They were overwhelmed, they overworked themselves, they burnt themselves out. So, consistency, play for the long game, and set manageable goals. And this way you can also multitask so that you can work on other things at the same time. You want to be an actor? Send out 10 applications for auditions every single day. But at the same time, you also want to be an artist. Dedicate 2 to 3 hours of practicing sketches every single day. What else do you want to do? Just think of other things. You can fit all these things into your day as long as you make consistent and work on it every single day and work on it in manageable chunks. And so this way, you kind of create a habit. You create a level of personal hygiene where you can do these things every day. And if you don't do them, you'll feel shitty about yourself. But because it's manageable and it's easy to catch up, because the goal is only to do 10 applications a day or 5 applications a day or an hour or 2 sketching a day, you can get right back on track without feeling too shitty. And you will continue to build upon that every single day by doing it consistently because it's manageable, because it's easier to do because it's manageable. And over time, you'll look back and you'll realize you've made so much progress just by consistently doing it. And I think that's the key. Just keep doing it, set goals for yourself, and even if they are like super simple goals, 1 application a day, 10 minutes of drawing a day, that builds up to so much because those little incremental gains actually do compound. And like Einstein said, compound interest is the 8th natural wonder of the world. And it really is, because that is exponential growth. And you'll see that with every aspect of your life, in your relationships, in your YouTube channel, for instance. You're gonna have maybe 50 subscribers at first or less, but over time, you consistently put out a video every day, if not every day, every 2 days, if not every 2 days, even every week. After a year, you'll have 52 videos. That's a lot of content. And with that content, you keep churning it out, someone's gonna take notice, and you're gonna reach a tipping point or inflection point during which you'll see exponential growth. And it's just a matter of working yourself with momentum, because momentum compounds. But you can only build momentum by being consistent at something. And it's easier to be consistent at something if you do it, if the goals that you set are manageable goals consistently. So that's all I wanted to say. I'll catch you next time, and I'll try to be consistent with putting out videos myself. So hope this helped. I'll definitely look back on it and see whether I stuck to my consistency, and if I didn't, I'll just make sure that the goals that I set for myself are more manageable.